Sul, vi now Fredersche, The Sims. So when last we left off, Dave and Yvette continue to take care of Roger. In time, he will become a child, and once he does, we're going to have to work on this home, and make it big enough for everybody to live in comfortably. But that is for the future. The present is not focusing on them, it's focusing on Samuel and Danielle. Danielle has reached the point in the Studio Town career where she needs to have friends with star power, and we're going to have to work on making that possible. Let's go, shall we? It is currently 8:58 in the morning, and Samuel is about to go to work. Danielle is going to play the piano, and when she wakes up from going to sleep, which will happen because her energy is absolutely shot, she's going to have to try and make friends with somebody. There are a few somebodies that she does know, but not very well. There's Irma somebody here, and if we just check to see anybody else, there is... Nope, you're not a somebody. You're an anybody. We don't want to talk to an anybody. There's only one somebody that we know. We can discover more somebodies by going to Studio Town, but right now we'll see how far we can get with that single somebody that we do know. Meanwhile, Samuel's off to work. Have fun, Samuel. Right now, your money is the only thing that's keeping this household afloat, because Danielle doesn't earn anywhere near enough money. She also needs to earn 1 point of charisma and 1 point of body. The body is actually going to be easier than the charisma, even though body is more taxing on her energy, because it's a 3rd level of skill rather than charisma's 4th level of skill. We need 2 points. 2 total points, that is. If we have one star power friend that has that 2, then that's all we need. We could also have 2 that are 1, or 4 that are 0.5, although it is very difficult to make friends with people who aren't roughly the same star power as you. That at least helps when it comes to making those friends to advance, because you don't need to have as many. That said, eventually the amount of star power you need for your friends is ridiculous. I think the highest level is 18 total star power, and even if you're at 4, that requires having at least 4 friends. And at least Samuel and Danielle can have the gardener come and check out the plants, unlike Dave and Yvette, who seem to not have the gardener attending these days. How is your fun doing? Your fun is at maximum. That's marvellous. You might as well use this and use the shower as well. Unfortunately, I think the maid is going to get in the way, but before you do that, you're going to need to fill this bowl up. Fortunately, we caught that just as Melisande's needs were absolutely fantastic. Top notch! 5 bars in the positive, and look at those relationships. 100-100 and 98-98. Exceptionally impressive. Right, you're going to have to use this and that, and maybe we might have some time for you to work on... Oh, I don't know, we could have you work on your charisma a little bit. You don't have enough energy to work on your, body, and that is going to be, time-consuming to work on either of them, but we do have the time. We have nothing but time, after all. We could even have you pop into Studio Town and see if you can meet some more somebodies. But let's try and make friends with the one somebody that we know. Admittedly, the chance that somebody is going to come round and say hi is rather slim. We have to make friends with that person and maintain the friendship in exactly the same way as we would any other. It's exactly the same as maintaining friendships for a job with a normal career progression, except we have that star power thing that I explained before. Hopefully we're not going to have to maintain too many friendships, because that got rather messy later on. That said, we did only have one sim at the time, and that was why it was messy. Alright, you've now dealt with hygiene and bladder. You're going to go and use that mirror to practice your speech, and 20 simoleons there, not too bad. Melisande keeps opening and shutting that door, with the power of being a cat. You'd be surprised how capable cats are at opening doors. Dogs, too. Up the stairs she goes, and over to this mirror. And then you're going to get some sleep, because you're not even going to get very far with that before you are exhausted. It's going to help out your comfort for sure. You'll need to eat something as well. You're way too tired. And you are definitely uncomfortable right now. So, we're going to have you go to sleep and sort out both of those. We'll need to sort out hunger when you get up. And we'll also have to get you to sort out ringing Irma. I somehow doubt that Irma is going to come round, but maybe I'm wrong. It won't take long for energy to go up, that's for sure. And somebody informed me that the reason why the phone calls with Dave and Yvette aren't working like how I want them to, and of course nothing is going on there, nothing ever goes on there, it's because the two people are in the same household, and even though you're ringing different people, it counts as ringing the same household twice in a row, and because of that, the second person you ring is never happy to be rung. We're going to be ringing Yvette rather than Dave, because we know Dave a fair bit better than Yvette, and we'd rather not lose that friendship. Not that we need the friendship for Samuel, but maintaining that friendship isn't a bad thing. Alright, we'll call a neighbour, and we'll call Yvette. If we wanted to call Dave, we'd have to leave it a few hours and call it, say, 10 o'clock. But by that time, there's a high chance that Dave will be asleep. Alright, call Yvette, and call for a conversation. Hopefully this will work. Do we have any bills? We have no bills. And this conversation seems to be going as I'd hoped it would. Quite well. And you are still asleep, but you won't be asleep for much longer. Unfortunately, we're fast approaching the point where you're not going to be able to call anybody around. At least you'll be able to work on your skills and improve them. And I think we're going to gain that full +5 with Yvette, which is handy. It helps us to tread water. Yvette and Dave don't have that much time to work on improving the relationship with Samuel, mainly because they're taking care of Roger. So it's all up to Samuel to keep that relationship strong. This is going to be challenging. He was okay at it when he was trying to get promoted, but I was really focusing exclusively on maintaining friendships. I'd got all of the skills first, and then I tried to maintain, 6 friendships, or was it 5? I think it was 6, and that was an effort to be sure. Time for you to get up, I think. You've had enough rest, so you're going to have a quick breakfast, or rather a quick dinner. For you, I suppose it's breakfast. You're working on no schedule but your own. And then you're going to do that, and this, I suppose. And then you're going to ring somebody to come over. They're likely not going to come over, but it's worth a try. There's really not much for you to do right now, Samuel. You could work on a skill, I suppose. Why don't you work on your cooking some? We'll just get this here, and you can study cooking for an hour or so, and then you're going to go to bed. Such an exciting life you lead, eh, Samuel? Going to work, coming back, interacting with your cat, and then reading a book for a little while. This is going to be quite a good meal. It won't fully fill up the hunger bar, but it'll get pretty close. We'll see how close in a moment. It'll be that little bit less because we had a quick dinner, but it will still be serviceable. And look at how high comfort goes by sitting on those chairs. It's going to take you a long time to get that 9th level of cooking, but we're going to work on that slowly. Your meal was passable, and that's great. There we go, all sorted, and the phone is going. Curious. Why don't you stop reading that and answer the phone? You're closest and you're busy. Excellent. Is this going to be a massive pile of money? We hope so. We could always do with more money. The answer is, the end is near. Make preparations. I'd be confused too, Samuel. Back to reading. Or maybe you should just go to sleep. It is late after all. You're going to take care of your bladder, and then hygiene. Do you really need to take care of hygiene? Actually, you don't. But if we try to make a phone call right now, it's not going to work out that well. It is rather late. I don't know what the cutoff point for it being too late is. Maybe it's midnight, maybe it's 11. But we're going to try anyway. Let's call Irma and ask her to come over. Let's see if she'll say yes. I was thinking of watching my plants grow, but your place might be more interesting. Excellent, she's going to come over immediately. This is going to be a really interesting encounter. It's going to be midnight, Irma is going to come around, and Danielle is going to be in her pyjamas. To be fair, Danielle's often in her pyjamas when she goes to Studio Town. At least that's what the tabloids are going to presume when she next goes into Studio Town in her pyjamas. I'm going to try my best to make sure that doesn't happen, but I can't guarantee it. You're going to interact with Melisande. I'm afraid you're more busy right now, because somebody's coming over to say hello. There is Irma. We need to make friends with Irma, and hope that she has a star power of 2. And we also need to get a point of charisma and a point of body, but we can work on those as we go along. I know you're a little bit hungry, but we're going to interact with Irma first. Hello, Irma. How are you? You may be far more famous than we are, but we're an up-and-comer. We may reach your lofty heights eventually. Oh, by the way, she's over there. There we go. You figured it out eventually. Room isn't that bad considering how late it is. Why don't you come on in? The house is huge and has space for everyone. And room is pretty much maxed out. Will teasing work? We're going to let this happen and hope that it does.
Oh, bother.
The answer is, it did work. Excellent. Now the thing is, are you leaving already?
Dag.
Yes, you are. It's too late. See you another time. Bye. Well, that was a worthwhile conversation, wasn't it? It wasn't a worthwhile conversation at all. You're going to go upstairs, and you left through that exit. Maybe because you're trying to go in that direction, but I still question why you even turned up. So at least we found the cutoff point for people deciding they want to go home. It's past midnight. And so, Danielle works on her charisma by talking into a mirror. You have the energy, you might as well. Meanwhile, Samuel needs to work on his energy for a little while longer. A couple of hours, I think. Will your body go up after we've worked on charisma? Well, charisma's certainly going to go up, and you have time to work on body. So why not do that, eh? Meanwhile, Samuel is getting ready for the day ahead. For work, and for earning even more money. And your energy isn't going down that much, considering how much you're working on that exercise machine. Maybe you'll get all of the skills that you need. And it's nearly time for you to get up. Let's just, there we go! You got that point of body that you need. Time for you to stop, and it's time for you to get some sleep. You're going to be going to Studio Town tomorrow, and working a little bit to earn some money, and to make sure that your star level doesn't appreciate. Because that will happen if you don't go and work enough. Alright, you're up and about, and you're going to, we're going to wait on ordering anything else right now, just in case something silly happens, like I tell Samuel to go and do this and then he decides to do them before eating because I've ordered them incorrectly. You know how when you serve food and then it decides, you know what, I'm going to do everything else before eating the food. That would be silly. You're currently awake and active, and you have plenty of energy, and plenty of food as well. Everything's fine for you, Melisande. We may even have you go to the community lots at some point. It's going to be a bit difficult for you to go there without Danielle coming around as well, because everybody goes to the community lot. There is no hole in the ground for going to a community lot, which is a shame. I would have appreciated if that was something you could do, like, I don't know, a bicycle. A bicycle would have been a great addition. You just get on your bicycle and you cycle over to the community lot. And then you cycle back. That would have been quite neat. Either way, it's time for you to eat, and you don't even need to work on fun that much, because all of your needs are mostly full. We're going to be dealing with bladder and hygiene, and then fun. And then that's all you need to do. You're going to be sleeping for a while longer. Maybe at some point we'll actually have you start farming, because at the moment those plots there are a little bit barren. But they're not going to go bad, so we might as well just leave them there for now. You have plenty of time. Actually, you only have an hour. Hopefully that will be long enough. It's going to be absolutely fine. We just won't have any time for playing the piano. So we're just going to focus on you and keep an eye on that energy because you're off to work. Off you go, Samuel! Have fun! And if you could come back with 30,000 simoleons, I'd be very happy. Your energy is nearly at maximum. There we go, you are up and about, and you're going to sort everything out just like Samuel did. You're going to have lunch, and after that you're going to use the toilet, have a shower, have some fun, some social interaction as well. Maybe we could sort that out when you go to Studio Town. Maybe. Alright, you want to read a book? I'm afraid you're going to be doing this, that, and then this instead. It'll solve the same thing, which is your fun deficit. The phone is going. Time for you to answer that. Maybe it's going to be a big pile of money. I know I say that every time, but one day, maybe it will be. Is it something good? The answer is... It is indeed! Your perfectly pickled peppers won first prize at the county fair. You receive a whopping 750 simoleons. And with that, Danielle has earned more money than she's ever earned in Studio Town. From a phone call. That will change eventually. When she starts getting to the higher levels of fame, the money will begin to roll in. I don't think we're going to get to the levels of Samuel's income for quite a while, though. Alright, your creativity's going up, though. Quite a lot. And I accidentally thought that that was your creativity there for a moment, Danielle. Your creativity is there. It's not as high, but it's getting there. Won't take too long for you to get fun up. There we go. And I think we'll have a few interactions with Melisande here. We'll just have that and this, and I think that will be fine. You can stop playing that now. We need you to get social up before you go to Studio Town. It'll probably be the difference between 4 and 5 bars of your mood. There we go. 1, 2, and 3. Yup, indeed. That made all the difference. We're going to go to Studio Town and earn a bit of money. Right now, we want to go to there and do that mini-game that hopefully I'll be far better at this time around. Yes, indeed. We'd like a lift in that limo that for some reason you send round to pick her up. I really don't know why you send a limo. You don't need to go very far before they send really good vehicles. In fact, I don't think they ever send a rubbish vehicle out to you, even when you're right at the bottom. It's still a perfectly serviceable vehicle, whereas in many of the other careers, it just starts you off in that rusty car. We're going to save and head to Studio Town. We're not going to be there that long. We just need to, do a few things to earn a little bit of money, make sure the star power doesn't appreciate, and then see if we can meet people. It really won't take that long. In fact, we may only work once or twice in earning money here. This time. When we get to a perfectly serviceable level, we're going to be working quite a lot. Alright, let's go up here and do this. Model for winter wear. And this time it's Selma Snapshot. Andy Warhol was clearly busy. Alright, we'll just wait for her to get there. It won't take her very long. And then we'll use the method that I'm quite confident will guarantee us success. What we need to use is a process of elimination. She's going to give us the options, and we're going to pick energetic for everything. So the first one is a no on energetic. So we're going to switch that one out. The second one is also a no. So no energetic for the first two. And the third one is a yes on energetic. So that didn't work, but we're one step closer to figuring out why. And she'll just get rid of all of that, never to be seen again. This time, we're going to go seductive, energetic. It doesn't seem like seductive is what she wants for the first step. But the second step is a yes, so we've figured out what we want here. Hello, Corey. How are you? Are you a somebody? We'll find out eventually when we interact with you. What are you doing? You're going to use that computer. Fair enough. And so for the third and final of these, we know what we need to do. Artistic, seductive, energetic. And this will work. A foolproof way of figuring out which order you need to use. It does take a little while, but it's guaranteed to work. And we're going to earn some money for this, and we may even do it a second time. Success has been achieved. It took a little while, but we got there in the end. Excellent. With the coming of the storm, there is rebirth, even for tumbled river pebbles. I've got what I need. And we've got what we need. And that is money. You know, doing that once is all we really need to do. I think, anyway. We need to interact with people. We need to find people that we can become friends with. Are you a somebody or a nobody? We may never find out because you are leaving. There appears only to be one person on the lot, and that is Corey. And hopefully Corey is... Nope, Corey is way too busy playing video games right now. We also have a sign autograph. Never mind, we don't have a sign autograph anymore. Apparently that has, that's no longer an action we can have happen. We could greet this person. I think that's the person that wants us to sign an autograph, which tells us that that person is a nobody rather than a somebody. Are you a somebody? We're going to go over and say hello to you. And because we've decided to interact with you, that has stopped what you're doing. We'll find out shortly if you're somebody that we need to interact with and get to know better. Let's find out. Hello, how are you? Are you well? The answer is, you are a... Let's just talk. I think you're a somebody. No, you're an anybody. Never mind, we're just going to ignore you and head home. And anybody isn't going to help us. Time to go home, I think. There's Sybil. Sybil might be a somebody. Let's go and say hello to Sybil, shall we? We're just going to ignore the guy up there, because he's not going to help us in our progression through Studio Town. But you might. And you might. We just have to say hello to everybody. Hello, how are you, Sybil? Are you well? You are a... Let's see here. You are a... somebody. Excellent, let's start talking to you. We're going to talk about our interests and see if we have anything in common. The answer is, we don't have that in common. Do we have something... We could talk about show business. That's an option that we have. How's show business going? Maybe this is the last thing she wants to talk about. No, they can talk about that. That is good, although she's getting a little bit bored of talking about it. That did help a little, though. And she's decided that that is enough of that and is leaving. But before we go, let's make a wish and hope for success, eh? Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. And you need to go over there for some reason to do that. One simoleon. She wishes for stardom and fame, and throws it in. I think we've got rid of one simoleon in a creative way. If we get rid of 4 more simoleons like that, we won't be able to buy a snack. That said, we have thousands of simoleons. We have 5 grand worth of simoleons, so we could do that for a while. It's a very slow way of getting rid of your money. Alternatively, you could just buy loads of trees and delete them. That's a far faster way of getting rid of all of your money. So we're going to have to make friends with Sybil at some point. We're just waiting patiently. The limo will arrive at some point. We're not quite sure when, but it will get here. Or maybe it won't. Maybe Danielle is stranded here forever. That is not our limo. That is our limo. So let's go. And when we come back, folks, I know your comfort is really low and so is your energy. Fame and celebrity will do that when you're working really hard. And so you're going to go and get some sleep. It's been a long day. And when we come back, folks, we're going to see if Danielle can make friends with a celebrity. We know 2 of them now. We know Sybil and we know Erna. And we don't seem to know Erna as well as Sybil. But maybe celebrities' relationships deteriorate far faster. There's only one way to find out, and that is to try and make friends with one of them. And so, when we come back, folks, we'll try and do that. Hopefully it'll work. And I'll catch you next time, folks. And I'll see you then. Later. Welcome home, Samuel.